Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to Supersize Your Business. Today we are talking about how to use the SOAP framework. Step 2, let me grab my SOAP framework, goodness me. Whoop! SOAP framework, step 2, options to supersize and grow your business, specifically with respect to the mental health of our organization. Yesterday we came up with a problem, a challenge, an obstacle, a roadblock, a setback, something with respect to the thinking, the beliefs, any mental related topic in your organization that you want to address using the SOAP framework. We picked one the day before yesterday. Then yesterday, we told ourselves and documented what is our current story about this. And then we said, okay, we documented what is our, and we storyboarding. If you did, great. If you didn't, that's okay too. But we came up with our current and then our desired solution, not our desired solution, our desired situation, our end state, our story that we want to be true for us by filling this gap. And the rest of this SOAP framework, the O, the A, and the B, fill the gap between where we are and where we want to be. So I'll talk about the gap a lot. Today, I'm nabbing a tool from systems thinking, the 5 C's, and I'm using that in both the Be a Better You Annual Challenge and here on Supersize Your Business as a tool to help us really clarify and brainstorm different possible ways to fill that gap. So I'll share the 5 C's and we'll talk about it. I am, for my personal life, working on negativity and negative self-talk. Now, to me, negativity, I feel negativity first and then the negative self-talk happens. So if I can go back to eliminating the negativity and fill the gap between where I am and where I want to be, that's probably where I want to start. So let's say just negativity, right? Guess what? We live in a very negative world, and it's easy for human beings to focus on the negative. Why? Because if we focus on the negative, we do things to keep ourselves safe, and we're all driven to keep ourselves and our organizations safe. So how can we get around that to fill the gap and move from where we are to where we want to be? Me, how can I eliminate negativity and negative self-talk so that I am my own best cheerleader for both my personal life and my businesses? So what are these 5 C's of system thinking? Number 1 is, of course, curiosity. There is no faster, easier way in my mind to come up with possible ways to fill that gap and possible solutions to move me from where I am to where I want to be than being curious, asking questions, wondering what else is possible. One of my favorite questions in the whole wide world is, what is possible? What else is possible? And what else might be possible that I haven't even fathomed or thought about before? So that's our first C. Second C is clarity. And that's part of why we do this first step of the SOAP framework. What is our current situation? What is our desired situation? It helps us to get clear and narrow down all the possible things we could be looking at for our business's mental health and well-being and pick just one. I have found that anything works faster and easier if I focus on one clear thing. That's why I just subtracted self-talk from what I was doing for Be a Better You Annual Challenge and for my businesses, because I think it's more about negativity. If we can remove negativity and negative emotions and negative things, or minimize them and flip switch them to something positive or to at least neutral, we are gaining ground. And if we can do that within our organization, it's exponentially powerful. Thirdly, compassion. In my story, I beat myself up a little bit yesterday about negative self-talk and things like that. And I can tell you gazillions of stories of me being embarrassed because of my negative self-talk. Every time my daughter says something to me, well, Mom, that was really harsh or negative, I feel really bad. So if I feel really bad, it's not right for me. So we want to show compassion for ourselves and for our organization, not beat ourselves up for where we are. We just are where we are. And if we just make that neutral and then decide where we want to go. And I had a discussion with a young lady yesterday about she was in this situation where she doesn't want all these things. And I'm like, well, what if instead of thinking about all those things and creating them over and over and over again, you focused on what it is that you want? One of the secrets to creating anything we want in life is to take our energy off what actually is, because that's just the culmination of all the things we've thought, said, done, and actions we've taken in the past. That's led us to where we are right now. And the only way to get where we want to go, if it isn't where we want to go, is to focus on that destination that we want. And the more we focus on that, the more the world shows us how to get there faster than we ever even imagined possible. Our fourth step, or fourth C, I guess, not steps. Our fourth C is choice. Realize we always have infinite possibilities and infinite choices. Part of why I always encourage people to brainstorm at least 10 ways to fill that gap as part of this step of the SOAP framework is because as humans, we tend to really narrow things down and be super simple about stuff, or the opposite. We can't make up our mind because there's so many possible options. So I say, come up with 10 ideas. You're only going to pick one to take action on, right? We're only going to take action on one thing at a time. Otherwise, we don't know if it works or not. It's like if you start changing your health and you change your sleep, you change your eating, you change your activity all at once, you don't know what the impact is of all of them. I've done that. I've massively changed my life in multiple areas all at once and got the results I wanted, but I wasn't sure what was really giving me the best possible results. And I wanted to do more of that. So I started to then separate out and do one thing at a time and pay attention and track that, because that way I can say, okay, yeah, me walking 6 miles a day, that's not, it's okay, but it's not really giving me the physical health result that I want. Or I changed my diet. I had some health challenges and I massively changed my diet, which got me out of pain, but I gave up things that I found out later on I didn't need to give up. And so I went back to drinking coffee. Coffee was a biggie. I gave up coffee for 5 years. Most people that know me can't believe I even could do that, much less exercise every day for a year. All right. And our final C, number 5, is courage. We have to have courage to step out of our comfort zone and to be willing to look for other possibilities, to be willing to be a little bit afraid and a little nervous about trying something new or doing something new in order to create the result that we want. So today, what are we doing? We are looking at the gap between the mental health situation that we're looking at and applying the SOAP framework to, and where we want to be. What are at least 10 possible ways to fill that gap? Hopefully this framework helps you get more open-minded and it makes it easier for you to brainstorm different possible ways to fill that gap. For me, it really helps. It always helps if I can pull in a tool or a framework. And so that's why I like to share different frameworks, different tools from different industries, so that we all have our own toolbox full of these things that we can pull upon when the situation calls for it. All right. If I can help you with this in any way, shape, or form, hit me up. Literally done the SOAP framework thousands and thousands of times. So if you're struggling with any part of it, just ask. Go out, make it an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.